Probably pretty obvious, but clearly housework isn't even remotely done yet, clearly. Basically, I want to do not a full on hopes and wants video, really. Mostly, the reason is just because this is one of the few moments I have spare. And on top of that, I don't want to go into a ton of rants. I could see myself doing it too often. So I'm going to just avoid it as best I can by keeping this video as short as I can. Obviously, there was supposed to be a collaboration review for Yakuza Like a Dragon. That's clearly gotten delayed because of all the housework and how much more housework still needs to be done. In case that's not obvious by the fact that this is where I'm sleeping for now until we eventually get it done. When it comes down to it, the video is going to be a hopes and wants video for Witcher 4. Now, the biggest problem I have with doing this video is that a large chunk of my hopes and wants can easily be summarized by begging and pleading that what happened with Cyberpunk 2077 doesn't repeat here with Witcher 4. When it comes to Witcher 4, I'm kind of just scared and nervous and not confident in CD Projekt Red as a whole at all. I don't feel, that sense that I had originally where it's like I would have been willing to originally have bought Witcher 4 collector's edition and all this other crap. Especially if the collector's edition would have had cool stuff, I would have been willing to buy it because I loved Witcher 3 so much. I can't do that for Witcher 4 though after what happened with Cyberpunk though. Now, when it comes to Witcher 4, just the thing I have to say over and over again is please don't release it in the same way you did. I want you to take as long as you need to actually get this thing released the right way. I want you to do what you should have done from the original point blank moment, which is delay it as many times as needed to ensure it's released right and without death marches and all this other crap. Don't gut content. If you say there's going to be a feature, have the feature. When it comes down to it, I want Witcher 4 to be that game that brings me back into loving CD Projekt Red. That kind of that sign that they'll slowly rebuild my faith in them. I'm not sure they'll do that though. Their whole apologies they gave during the whole cyberpunk disaster just screamed, "We're not actually sorry. We're just saying it to shut you people up." And that's kind of the core problem. Is I'm not really sure CD Projekt ever really meant a single apology they gave, not truly. And I'm also not confident in CD Projekt as a whole anymore. Now, granted, I always had an issue with their way of dealing with stuff, how they would death march and death march. You should not death march, period. What you should do instead is just say, sorry, here's a delay, and we know it sucks. Here's some trailers and some stuff to keep you guys tied over until it actually is ready. I would have preferred and would have had my respect in them only really bolstered if they had actually just continued to delay until it was ready. And I don't see them doing what they should have done here for Witcher 4. I hope that they do. I hope they prove me wrong, and I'm hoping that by the end of it all, I wind up smiling and saying, I've never been happier to be wrong. I want to be quoting myself in the future saying, in the here and now, that I'm happy to be wrong. I want to quote myself on that. I want to, but I'm just not confident. All I'm seeing is the calm before the freaking nuclear fallout, radiation wrecked hailstorm. That's basically what it feels like. I'm not sure that really puts a smile on my face. If anything, it just kind of makes me sad. Like I said, hopefully they prove me wrong, and hopefully they take as long as needed. If that means having a 10-year dev cycle, then F it. Make it a 10-year dev cycle, for crying out loud. If that's what it takes to make it so that the game is released right on the first shot with no BS, then so be it. I hope that this is their first sign of we're getting back to the way we should have been. Hopefully that's what the case is. I hope. Only time will really tell, though, and that's the nerve-wracking part. The wait to see Do they return to form, or do they screw things up some more? Well, I hope you guys, even if it probably wasn't as funny or or as weird, you know, my mental insanity injected as normal. I hope you guys at least maybe got a chuckle out of it. Maybe got some good jokes out of the fact that I'm sleeping on a futon or the way the room looks right now until it's actually, dealt with fully. Um, Whether or not the next video is going to be anytime soon, I don't really know. It's going to be very much up in the air for a lot of it. But in true to the King fashion, I hope y'all laughed with me, at me, got some jokes out of the room situation right now. I hope I'll see you all when I finally get done with the housework from hell. I will see you all next time, hopefully.